A big one here, Joe. Arguably the marquee matchup of the college football weekend. We got NC State traveling to South Bend, Indiana to take on Notre Dame. Looks like it's Chris is hanging a 7, bet online a 7.5, favoring the Irish. 59 the total. This one on NBC. How you looking to bet it?
I like the underdog here as well. A couple of factors why I favor NC State in this matchup. They're coming out of a bye week, so they have an extra week of preparation for this ball game. And secondly, they did defeat Notre Dame last year in a monsoon in Raleigh, 10-3. You look at NC State's offense, they're a very balanced offense that's rushing for 177 yards on the ground, and they're passing for 290 yards through the air with their senior quarterback, Ryan Finley, who's playing lights out. He's completing 69% of his passes, 1,968 passing yards, 11 touchdowns, no interceptions. He has a veteran wide receiver core led by Jalen Samuels, Stephen Lewis, and Harmon that have combined for 115 total receptions, 1,358 yards, and 7 touchdowns. I think they could stretch Notre Dame's defense vertically. That's given up 235 passing yards to opposing offenses. When you look at NC State's defense, this is a solid defensive front led by their defensive end, Bradley Chubb, that can run sideline to sideline. They're holding opposing offenses to 92 rushing yards per game. You look at Notre Dame's offense overall, they're a one-dimensional offense led by Brandon Wimbush. They're averaging 317 rushing yards on the ground, only passing for 157 yards per game through the air. Wimbush is only completing 51% of his passes, 920 yards, 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I think that's a cause of concern for Notre Dame. Can North Carolina State, I think they can put Notre Dame into third down and long situations. Notre Dame's only converting 38% of their third downs. And more importantly, when I look at NC State overall, they're +8 in turnover margin and entered this game with 18 total sacks through 7 games. I don't think they'll fear Notre Dame in this ball game. They're a veteran team, and I'm calling for the upset. 31-24 on the road in South Bend. NC State gets the outright win.
Nice. Joe Lisi liking the underdog to win outright. And for record-keeping purposes, we'll give you the +7.5. Can find that right now on Bet Online. And Joe, yeah, you bring up a good point. You know, with NC State's defensive front, which is one of the top 10, in my opinion, in the nation, going against Notre Dame's kind of rush-oriented attack from multiple different positions, I think it sets up well for the Wolfpack.
I agree with you. And keep in mind, this is a confident team. They knocked off Louisville and Lamar Jackson at home. They kept him in the pocket, so they faced mobile quarterbacks. And from a defensive end perspective, Bradley Chubb is one of the most dominant defensive ends in college football. If they can contain Brandon Wimbush in the pocket and force him into third down and long situations, he struggled as a consistent quarterback. That's what Georgia was able to do in week number 3. Notre Dame only converted 3 of 17 on third down conversions. I think that's the matchup you want to see play out Saturday afternoon in South Bend.
Yeah, South Bend, it's a tough place to go in and win, but I like the matchup. And Joe, you're 21-13 overall in the season, so if you like it too, I think it sets up well. And guys, you make sure to shop around on this one because Bet Online will give you that extra ½ point on 7, which is very important. So NC State +7.5, can find it on Bet Online.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.